Hi, this is Stefan, and I'm going to share with you my review of GrapheneOS. Now, first, you might ask, what the hell is an OS? This is a business IT channel. I don't know IT stuff. I get it. OS is, I'm just going to make it very simple. OS is just the software that your computer uses to interact with you. It's like a baseline. It's like GrapheneOS is like English. This is how you can interact with other people. The operating system is how you can interact with your computer. So, GrapheneOS is a privacy-focused operating system, and what that means is that it is privacy first, and it will not start tracking you unless you give explicit permission to applications to track. I noticed that inside the settings, most of this stuff is, no permissions. You have to specifically provide permissions. Now you might think, how is this any different than Android? You still have to give explicit permissions. Well, this OS gives you more control of that than Android. Aside from that, it doesn't use the Google Play services, so it's still Android. It just doesn't have Google stuff on there. So Google is not, in Graphene, Google's not tracking you. It's not seeing everything you're doing. It's funny because on my Samsung phone, on one hand, it's coming up with stuff and giving me suggestions based on conversations that I've had with friends. And this one, I've had conversations with friends and it didn't give me any kind of suggestions about stuff that I didn't want it to, or, that I didn't specifically put into this phone directly. So there's that. So why should you consider this for your business? Well, if you want to keep track of company secrets, or if you want to be able to access them privately on a mobile device, you might do that. You might put Graphene on a phone just for business purposes, just to be able to keep track of certain information. But you still want to be careful with it. It's privacy focused, but it's not foolproof, because still at the end of the day, you have to specifically give permission to certain things, and if you give permission to the wrong application, it can wreak havoc on your security. Now, what phones are this compatible with? This phone at this time, this operating system is compatible with all of the Google Pixel phones, but it's not available for other types of Android phones like Samsung or any other manufacturers. Only the Google Pixel phones can actually use the GrapheneOS at this time. Now, once again, its strengths, privacy focused. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I really enjoy my peace and quiet with this thing, because there's applications on here aren't like, watching my remove and trying to find the best time to interrupt me from doing something that I might not want to be interrupted from. The other thing are drawbacks. Now, as I mentioned before, Google Play services aren't there, so you can't get Google Play Store, which means a whole heap of applications will not work on here. You'll end up finding a free and open source workaround or alternative for what you need, and that will require for you to install an application called F-Droid or any other sort of application store. F-Droid, I trust. A lot of other application stores, not so much. F-Droid has a lot of free and open source software, so the F from F-Droid means free. And once again, a lot of software that you will find in Google Play Store is not available in F-Droid, so you'll end up finding an alternative or a workaround. Now, for me, it's not really for me, because see, I need Google Play services for certain things. Like, for instance, I have a special needs sibling who I need to keep track of his phone and control what software he installs and uses, and how he uses the software, so that scammers out there aren't taking advantage of him on his phone, and my mother doesn't know enough to do anything about it. And so I need to be able to keep track of things like that. It can be done on Graphene through the web, but that means I have to log into my Google account, which means Google's gonna put its hooks into the hardened version of Chrome that I have on that comes with this phone. So that's basically re-entering all the Google stuff. Now, there's another operating system that has some light Google services on there, and it's called GrapheneOS. So I'm going to go ahead and try that out, and I'm going to come back and give you my opinions on that one. So until then, yeah, definitely stay safe. And if you need, if you have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the comments. And anytime that you need assistance, make sure you contact a local IT professional that can actually help you. The online people may not have your best interests in heart, but people who are local definitely will, because they want you to come back and they want you to trust them. So anywho, this is Stefan. This is my review of GrapheneOS. Oh, and by the way, if you want to download it, I'm going to put a link to the to GrapheneOS into the description as well. And yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday with either another review or a review of a laptop that I've been playing with, and we'll take things from there. See you next Tuesday.